So now that we've traced our figure on the page to start our tessellation project, we now need to do the inside details. So a lot of times if you do this just by freehand, it's not going to look very consistent. So I have this little trick that we can use to draw the figure and repeat the elements so that they're consistent. So all you really need to do this is a scissor. And what you're going to do is start to trim off the perimeter areas of your figure. You don't want to cut out stuff that's in the middle. You want to cut out things that are on the edge. And you want to make sure you don't cut out things that are next to each other because more pieces of paper can fall out. It's important that before you begin this that you've taped it up as best you can from behind so that pieces don't accidentally fall out. So let's say I want to trace this shoe in each one of the figures. I can go ahead and just cut out the edge of the shoe. And this time I do want to make sure I'm being very careful. Cut off the edge. I've got another shoe here. I can cut off this edge. Okay. And I have an area up here, the crescent on top of the staff that I wanted to include. So I'm going to cut that off. So this is almost like reductive sculpture where you're taking away in order to make the thing. So we're taking away from our original tessellation. So it's important that you're pretty sure that you're ready to go, because once you cut it out, the only way to get it back is to tape it in. Now I've got it reduced a bit, so I've got three things that I've cut off. So I go ahead and lay it back in. It'll line back up, and all I have to do is trace in those lines that I took out. So there's the bit of the shoe, and a little bit of the staff. And I'm going to go ahead and speed up this video so you can see how that goes. Now I'm going to cut off the next layer of stuff. So I want to have this line in the hat the same on each of them. So I'm going to cut out that line and cut a little parallel to it so my pencil can fit down that line. Take that out. I'm going to cut off the hand. I don't need that. Again, I'm working from the outer edges towards the inside. I wouldn't want to cut the face right away because then other parts would fall off. The staff right above the fingers I can cut off. Go around the fingers. Now if you know how to use an X-Acto knife, that could be another way to cut things off, particularly when you get into small details. When I get to the buttons, I'll probably use that. And let me see if there's something else. I can cut off a little bit of the sleeve. So I can go ahead and I'll trace this in. So I lay it back in, line it up, trace the sleeve, top of the staff, the fingers are, a little bit of that line inside the hat, the other sleeve, and I believe that was it. So now I go ahead and trace that in all of these, and I will speed up the video for you. I look again at what I need to cut off. I'm going to cut off the rest of the hand. See, I can cut out the circle, this little space in here. So I am going to use an X-Acto knife for that. Let me go ahead and I line it up and then trace again. Okay, now I can go back and I'm going to cut off the staff. Now I have enough down here that I can start to do the rest of it by hand if I need to. Maybe I'm going to want to trace the little edge of the, finish the edge of the hood. But whatever else I need to do, I can probably do by hand. And little differences won't really show up or make a difference in the picture. I'm just going to finish up the hood. So now I have enough of the image complete that I can start to just draw in what it is that I need to. So I can, put in the fingers and the hand. Whatever I do to one, I do to the other ones, so that I can be consistent and I don't forget a piece. And I can go back and draw the little laces in the shoe and the bottom edge. So you just keep going until your figure is complete, and then you should be good to go.